Howdy y'all, Los here. This here is the hummingbird flower, the Bonsai-YEAH Cunninghami. I hope I'm saying that right. It's finally coming to flower, and I'm very excited to show you that. But that's not what this video is about. Actually, what I started noticing on some of my plants, especially this one, is these bottom leaves look like there's mold on them. What is this? Now, on closer inspection, when you rub the leaves, it comes right off. And if you taste it, don't do that. But I would suppose it would be a sugary substance that you would be tasting there. It glistens with little sugar crystals, it looks like. And basically what that is it looks like it's honeydew secretion from either aphids or scale bugs. And so if you see that, that means it's been dropping. So I would just go ahead and start looking up at the next available leaf. Look underneath it, and you're gonna find your culprits. Here, you're gonna see a bunch of aphids under this leaf, which they're just hanging around, sucking all the sap they like from this wonderful leaf. They're secreting honeydew. It drops below, and because there's no one to collect it, it collects dust, basically dirt and whatever's in the air, and makes it look like it's this mold. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat the aphid problem a couple different ways, and at the same time we're going to clean off these leaves. Now that's aphids. If we check out my ficus trees, now one of my ficus microcarpa has that same kind of issue where I'm seeing dark leaves that when I wipe them just comes right off. There's nothing wrong with the leaf underneath. But looking up, you're going to find, or nearby, you're going to find some sort of scale bug, and there they are, hanging around. They look like little bumps on the bark, especially the younger, newer growth is where you're gonna find aphids. Scale bugs will go just about anywhere. They'll go on the main trunk. They will just go ahead and start sucking up. And where you find aphids or scale bugs, you're most likely also going to find the ants that harvest that honeydew. In this environment, the greenhouse, there's not a lot of ants to collect all this honeydew. So it sits on the leaves and basically makes it look like the leaves are moldy. So we're going to treat it the same way. There's different ways of treating this type of bug as opposed to treating the aphid. So without further ado, let's get started and clean up, shall we? Now it's super important to get the bottom of the leaf, the underside of the leaf. That's where they're hanging out. You're not going to find them on top of the leaf. if you could see, oh yeah, let's get a good shot of this. You could see their impact on this leaf. Down here. See, you can't scrub too hard. Cool. We took care of that. Let's go ahead and move on to the ficus, shall we? All right, this is one of my ficus microcarpa, and there are some black leaves on it, like mold on them. And that's due to these scale bugs. And look closely, you'll see that where you find this black, sooty, moldy material, look nearby, and no doubt will you find a scale bug. All right, so there's another way to treat these creatures if you don't desire them. I don't desire them. And it's a very simple method. It's simply prune them off. Cut off the leaves or cut off the branches that have them. And if you wanted to propagate them, you're gonna have to clean them obviously, and I'm gonna still clean them up. But this is an easy method, a simple method. Anyone can do it, and you don't need to buy anything extra like neem oil or dish soap. And then we'll do some cleanup, which then you're gonna have to spend some money on the dish soap and the neem oil if you want to keep it clean. Okay, let's do that right now. We'll let this one be a little longer, maybe cut right about there. I'm gonna hard prune. That's one way to get rid of all the scale bugs. Now there's still some here, and now they're much easier to maintain. So wherever you see them, now that I've cut this, now it seems pretty drastic that I cut this. Now I'll show you why I did this. Now only about 4 weeks ago, maybe less than that, 3 to 4 weeks ago, I did the same procedure to this ficus. But this ficus is, now I'm seeing it's got some aphids. I'm gonna go ahead and spray all my guys here with some neem oil. Yeah, I see some ants crawling around here. Okay, so now I've got some neem oil, and I'm just gonna go ahead and spray that very liberally all down, under, over each leaf, down each branch, even around the soil as well. Ficus willow leaf that is root over rock in the air pot, in the air pruning pot, and it is, yeah, there is tons of scale all over this thing, and I don't have the energy to deal with it at the moment. I'm going to give this a good healthy dose of neem oil all around and everywhere I can see. Just cover this whole plant. Now I recommend that you get this style because you can spray upside down, down, inside out. If you have a spray bottle, you're pretty limited to just keeping it upright. And you don't get very many sprays after that if you try to squeeze upside down, especially when you're trying to get the underside of leaves. Okay, that'll do it for this one. This here is my powder puff tree, my Calliandra bonsai. It's doing pretty well. I've wired it a while back, and it's, sort of biting in a little bit, but not too bad. It's pretty slow growing, but it really spreads out far really quick. So let's go ahead and remove this wire because I think it's been on there long enough. With Calliandras that I found is that it doesn't always bud back if you prune hard, so it's very difficult to try to predict if that cut is going to grow more shoots, so it's best not to try to mess with it. I took all the wire off, and I felt like pruning this, but I think it's gonna flower soon, so I don't want to deal with not being able to see that. That's gonna be super cool, so I'm gonna keep this growing, and then we'll deal with it when we repot it when it's springtime. And since we're here, I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna prune this Bonsai-YEAH afra. That's growing a little out of hand. Bonsai-YEAH afra. It's a little bitter, a little sweet, a little sour. Pretty good. Elephants dig it. Okay, here's my variegated Bonsai-YEAH afra with the great bark characteristics. And I don't know if I did this on camera or off, but I also topped it too. I took a big old chunk off the top, so it made it more of a uniformed look there. So I guess that could also be the front of it. I don't know, I'm still trying to decide. I'm still trying to develop all the shape. So there are some long shoots like here that I'm going to go ahead and take care of. All these little long shoots are going to branch off and bifurcate. So let's go ahead and get started. like either or. That doesn't look so bad. That doesn't look so bad. It just needs some filling out to do, but the bones are there. I think that's enough for today. If you guys like our content, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon. In the meantime, be cool, stay hip, get yourself a hobby. Bye.